Dear colleagues, my name is URSI Yasyukevich and I am from the Institute of Solar Terrestrial Physics. Recently, we developed a free-to-use system to treat data from global navigation satellite systems. We called it SIMuRG. First, I would like to say some words about the current state and why we need such a system. To study the ionosphere, we have more than 5,000 stations worldwide. So each moment we have a lot of line of sights which sound the ionosphere, except the regions of oceans and Africa and some parts of Asia. The GNSS data are provided by such different organizations, associations, research institutes, universities, geodetic networks, and so on. One of the leaders is International GNSS Service. Small networks also contribute a lot, especially in the regions where there are not such many stations. Based on such GNSS data, several laboratories calculate global ionospheric maps. Useful data are provided by MIT. The data which are almost sufficient for us is a Japanese project Drone TC. I would also mention a new ArcGIS project to calculate royalty maps. All mentioned projects are very useful for scientific community. However, there are specific tasks. For example, we study ionospheric irregularities, so we need maps of high time and space resolution. Also, we would like to treat data from different navigation satellite systems such as GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, Beidou, etc. Also, we need to treat data from a lot of different small networks. That's why we created our system to meet mentioned requirements. We make a treating systems rather than a database because it is difficult to store and treat all the data from all the receivers right now. Here you can see a map of GNSS receivers which were treated by the systems at least once. We hope some advance is additional stations in the Eurasian territory. The system contains a how-to page, so everyone can obtain some information when start to use the system. When a scientist makes a request, the system downloads observation and navigation data, calculates total electron content from dot frequency measurements, calculates elevations and azimuths, then filter data, and put the data in the database. Microservices can make some preliminary analysis. The main products are maps and series of data, and also some preliminary treatment. At present, you can calculate total electron content variations in 3 bands, ROTI and other indices, and also absolute total electron content value. 2 ways allow to obtain the data. First is the graphical interface and the second is APE. In the graphical interface, you can choose time interval, region, required product, and some additional parameters. The same can be set in the API, for example in Python. For routine treatment, it can be useful. As output, you will have something like that for series. It is the example for one of the strongest storm of the 25 solar cycle. Previous slide was for one satellite, but if you request all the satellites, you will obtain something like that. When you request a map, here there is an example for 210 minutes TC variations. The system downloads global network data and provide you a map which data were used. And then you will have a set of maps of TC variations. And then if you would like to have movie, you obtain something like that. There is a ROT map. You can see increase in ROT values in the overall region after storm onset. The system allows also to detect the response of the ionosphere on the launch of space vehicle. Here there is an example for SpaceX launch. We have two new products. Based on global ionosphere maps data, we calculated global electron content. It is total electron in the ionosphere. The parameter reflects solar and geomagnetic activity, and one can have figures or digital data from the system. And second is locally updated indices for ionosphere models. Currently we have pre-calculation for only one station for IRI model. Instead of conclusion, I would like to invite you to mail me if you have any suggestion or you need some help and would like to use our system. Thank you for your attention.